When are the fine folks from your favorite Smodco shows coming to a town near you? Here's your rundown. See Jay and Silent Bob Get Old live on May 18th at the Madison Theater in Covington, Kentucky, June 9th at the Albuquerque Comic Expo in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and August 24th at Fan Expo Canada in Toronto, Canada. You can watch Dogma with Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith at Jay and Silent Bob Watch a Movie on May 17th at Studio 35 in Columbus, Ohio. Spend an evening with Kevin Smith on June 14th at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Chicago, Illinois. See Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman May 8th at the Belly Up in Solana Beach, California. May 16th at the Louisville Improv in Louisville, Kentucky. May 24th at Stand Up Live in Phoenix, Arizona. July 14th during Comic-Con at the House of Blues, San Diego, California. And August 11th at the Coach House in San Juan Capistrano, California. Book your tickets and find out about these and other live shows at csmod.com.
Prepare to be smotivated by Smodcast.com's guru of gab, Kevin Smith. Pick up his new book, Tough Shit, Life Advice from a Fat Lazy Slob Who Did Good. Available now in hardcover, enhanced, digital, and audiobook. Learn who inspired Kev and be inspired to follow your dreams. It's like a Tony Robbins seminar on steroids and with a lot more fucking profanity. Neil Gaiman says,
I suspect at that Kevin Smith is what all gods and demons aspire to be.
And Tim Burton says,
I certainly would never read anything written by Kevin Smith.
Pick up Tough Shit, Life Advice from a Fat Lazy Slob Who Did Good by Kevin Smith. Available every goddamn where. Sup, shabooby? I got 3 URLs to toss your way. TheSermon.com. Get your hot, fresh Smodco's morning show content updated live with pics, video, and other shit. See Smod.com, the hub for links to tickets to all Smodco live appearances. And Smodcast.com/merchandise for some pimpin' threads, media, and collectibles. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now, because it's time for another Smodcast Internet Radio Podcast.
Hi, this is Martin Brodeur from the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to Bucknuts. Why? Well, I don't know.
It's time to lace up those skates and talk about hockey with Walt, Bry, Ming, and Sunday Jeff. These are the Puck Nuts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Burgers Bucknuts, dealing with the New Jersey Devils and the NHL. My name is Ming Chen.
Sunday Jeff.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back. It's
this easily, Ming, is the happiest, most upbeat Pucknuts it'll ever probably be.
Ever?
Ever. Until they win.
Could be going another round.
If they go another round. But right now, let's enjoy this one because this hasn't happened in 5 long years.
Wait, 5 years, 2007.
5 years, and you begin to take for granted winning.
We were at the game when we saw that the last one that could have went to another round, that Carolina game.
Yeah, painful memories that will only be erased with a cup, I think.
Well, they were a little race last night.
I
felt good.
Yeah, I didn't talk to you, Sonny Jeff.
Yeah. I was wondering why the phone wasn't ringing last night. It was too late.
Because I told my wife, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to call anybody. I'm just going to sit and try to just treat it as if it doesn't matter.
Pucknuts curse.
You can do everything you want to make it like it doesn't matter, and it always does. Now, I will admit there were certain parts in last night's Game 7 where I couldn't watch. I looked away. It's like a horror movie.
After the first 2 periods, I thought, you know what? I thought they were going to do exactly the same thing that they did the time that the last time they were in Florida, before that, when they shut them out again, I thought it was going to go exactly the same way.
Okay, so let's set it up for everybody who doesn't know. I guess everybody who does is listening to this.
Yeah, but a little backstory.
It's Game 7 against Florida. It's in Florida. Devils take a 2-0 lead going into the third period. Sunday, Jeff, you first. Going into the third period, did you think that they were going to hold on to the lead, or did you think that there was a possibility that they would blow it again?
I thought Florida would have got a goal, but I thought it would have been much later than what it was. You know, but it's the way they were playing. They weren't allowing. It looked like games of prior past where they controlled the game. They weren't allowing a lot of shots by Florida.
Yeah, the first two periods.
First two periods
perfectly, and then in the third period, they looked like they just panicked and were in the onslaught began. Let's be fair here, and let's really take it for what it was. Florida scored 3 goals in that period. They scored 3 goals, but only 2 of them counted.
Yeah,
that one should have counted. That was not
that was our gimmick. That
interference.
Well, neither was the other one. The one that could have tied the game up when it was in Jersey. That could have been. That was the give me back one.
That was the give me back, but usually you don't give me back. Give me back.
You know what? That was the karma coming back for once.
What did you think? Did you think they were going to hold on?
I told myself that if they could hold off Florida for 10 minutes without scoring,
right,
that they would win, and they only held them off for 8 minutes. And that's when I knew there would be a dumb penalty, and that Florida power play is deadly.
Yeah. My feeling was I knew they were going to give up a goal. And I said, and if they give up a goal, they will be so tight and they will be so afraid to make a mistake and they'll be so afraid to attack that they'll just sit back. And that really didn't happen. Florida just came at them and they had no answers for them in the third period. They were...
It's weird how they could go the whole game, though, like that.
Every team does that. And thank God that there wasn't a lot of time left after they scored because Florida just took their foot off the pedal. As a lot of teams do. Once they tie it up, they're like, okay, we tied it up. Let's take our foot off the pedal. Because
you don't want to make a mistake and go back the other way.
Yeah, so a lot of 99% of the time that's what happens. You tie it up and then you stop doing the things that made you gave you like a juggernaut that was unstoppable at times. They were just coming in waves, and everywhere the puck was, Florida was, and it was agonizing to watch.
It was a nail biter. My heart was beating on my chest.
I could feel my heart. I'm lying, I could feel it.
It's so weird.
It is.
Well, it's 2 pounds just by sitting down on the couch.
It's just so weird watching a sporting event how I can do that to you. Like it could literally kill you.
Yeah,
because it shouldn't have to be that way, though. I mean, if you take away, Florida's a good team. They matched up well against the Devils.
They surprisingly, they gave them everything they could handle and more. And
but if you took away their power play goals, the series would have been over a long time ago. It's crazy. It's like 75% they were on the power play. The team that set the NHL record this year in penalty kill percentage couldn't do it against them. And
couldn't kill a penalty for to save their lives. But I mean, I think it had more to do with Florida than to do with New Jersey.
Florida's got that
skill.
They are a good
on
team.
That sideboard. You know, the Devils get the power play, and they're content to just
kind of pass it around, sit back, maybe take a shot, and then the other team clears it. They regroup, try the same thing again. So, I don't know what.
Hold on a second. We don't have it. What was it?
The Devils. They just they pass it around.
They're content to get it back to the point. And take a point shot.
Yeah, that hope for a rebound.
Plays it differently. They come off from the sideboard and put a lot of pressure on that guy coming towards the net. And
wait for the rebound.
And the Devils didn't have an answer for that. Then they're going to have to figure that out because that's Jagrs. That's Jagrs. He camps on that sideboard and puts that pressure on. He comes towards that net, and then you got to make the decision. What are you going to do? And that's something they're going to have to figure out because Jagrs deadly, just as Versteeg and Weiss were from that sideboard.
Yeah.
He made some good saves, though. Brodeur made some saves last night that
he
definitely deserved.
Very well.
I mean, any lesser goaltender, it would have been over a long time ago, probably.
I tell you what, man, there are no lesser goaltenders in the NHL anymore. Every goaltender seems to play good.
Especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. You don't usually see meltdowns in a game, when a game really matters, it seems, all 3 Game 7s were close.
Yeah.
Washington's was close. Rangers were close.
Yeah. The only one that wasn't close was, that could have been closer if they lost that. If they won that next game, Pittsburgh would have been real close. But they all went other than that one series, went 7 games. And they weren't all blowouts either. They were all close games. The Washington game's close.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh games were all
close.
Yeah, 5. But we'll throw that one out. Flurry sucks. Get out of here.
But how good did it feel when they got that goal in? Oh,
It didn't even feel that good.
oh, it did.
It didn't even feel that good.
It
felt really
feel
good.
anything because I really did not know that the shot went in. I didn't realize it went in until Cangelosi screamed it went in because it didn't look like that dangerous a shot.
I just saw Theodore's head just go back. He knew it was in the net. It's just was that a soft goal?
A goal that goes through your 5 hole like that. I don't know. It's
Or just
tough.
unexpected. He didn't
It was
expect him to show it.
unexpected. I did not expect that goal to go in from there. It was just more relief that I wasn't even happy. I was just relieved it was over. And then happiness comes maybe about a half hour later.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to double overtime like that, you're just waiting for.
You're waiting for the.
I slept
the
good.
end.
I slept good.
You're
I would have
waiting-
never slept if they lost last night. I would have been just like tossing.
Oh, I was the opposite. I was so amped up I couldn't sleep.
No, they won. It's
I
like
didn't
there's
get to
nothing.
bed.
You know, they're going to the next round.
Yeah,
I mean,
game
What'd you
ended.
do?
Game ended at what? About a little after midnight.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep until about 2:30.
Yeah, what did you do?
I turned on Sports Center, waiting for highlights, and then the NHL Network has like a recap show. I watched that. Yeah, I couldn't get enough, I guess, so couldn't sleep.
Yeah,
Adam Henrique, Rookie of the Year now.
It doesn't matter what he. They don't really take into consideration what he does in the playoffs.
No, but I think
And
it
you know
might
what?
help somewhat.
If he doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I'd rather have a Game 7 overtime winner than Rookie of the Year.
But he was nowhere to be found in the series until that game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he kind of looked a little.
What, intimidated?
No,
or
I wouldn't.
not overmatched?
Maybe a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning of the series. You know, he really looked like he had problems getting anything going. But that whole line didn't get anything going to the last game. So
I'm impressed, Gianta. I was impressed with him.
well, that could go on to your next bullet point.
Which one is that?
Series MVP.
I mean,
Who do you pick, Ming?
I mean, do I go with the obvious, Marty?
Go with your heart.
My heart.
If it says
Or-
Marty, it's Marty. That's not a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got the edge there. And then Marty, he played great. I mean, it wasn't awesome.
No, you know what he did though? He made every save he should have made
Right.
from Game 6 on. You know, Game 6 on. After that goal, he gave up in Game 5 that little wacky goal where it bounced out in front.
Yeah.
He really made sure that if they were going to score,
He didn't lose the game for him.
right?
Yeah, he had to earn it.
Yeah,
They had
they
to
were
earn
going to have
it.
to earn it, and it was going to be on the power play, or it was going to be on a shorthanded, not a shorthanded, but an odd man rush, which,
Right.
which they gave up in Game 6, that goal that tied it up.
Yeah.
A lot of blown. Well, so you're going to go with Marty.
Yeah. It's a little obvious, but
he's
he stood tall. Yeah, you're right. Game 6 and 7.
I go with Zajac
Good choice.
because without that goal, they don't get to a Game 7.
He scored a game winner, I believe, in. Didn't he? Well, he scored a goal. I know.
He scored
Game 4.
three. He's got what? 6. He's got 3 goals, hasn't he? 3 and 3. Got 6
Played
points.
well, coming back and getting a lot of minutes and being on that top line. Good choice. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, really. If you look at him, he's only played like a quarter of a season. He might not even really be 100% in shape. In shape like all the other guys have been playing all year.
I'm going to give my MVP. I'm going to give it to an entire line now. I'm going to give it to the fourth line. They don't win that series without that fourth line.
No, they gave
There's
them
not
a lot of
chance.
trouble.
I mean, there is no way they win that series without the goals at that.
And they're small players too. That's the weird thing about it. It's like how small are the players?
And they showed the way that you got to play with like balls out, reckless abandon, but not over the edge, but just never like
Give up.
tenacious and never like giving up on that forecheck and making it hell on a defenseman to make that outlet pass.
Right, and it's not just the weak line. It's like, oh, we'll wait till they come out, and then we'll turn it
How
on.
many goals did that line have?
I
Carter
think
had a goal. Bernier had 2 goals.
I think they
Gianta
had two goals.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
they
they
had
played
5.
better than the top line at times. I mean, they produced more in way less minutes. It was they by far the reason just as much as Marty and just as much as Zajac that they made it to that next round.
Feels good, doesn't it? To have a fourth line.
Feels real good.
Yeah. But now here's leading up to that. Then that fourth line played so well. They're starting in Philadelphia. Is the temptation there to put Cam Jansen or Bolton in? You can't, can you?
No, it depends on how that's. You can't. I don't think that series is going to be like it was in Pittsburgh because I know the refs, with all the stuff that's been going on in the NHL this year, with all the inconsistent calls, I think they're going to be watching it a lot more closely. So I don't think you need those goons on the ice right now. If it gets out of hand, yes.
Can you take those guys out at this point? To put Cam Jansen, who's only going to play the first maybe 10 minutes, he'll get a couple shifts, he'll get a fighting major, and then he'll be done. And you won't have any confidence in him.
But you don't want to be in the box.
Third period.
The way they're penalty kill, you do not want to take a chance against a team that's averaging 8 goals a game. It's just not.
So you're saying no Cam,
no
play Bolton.
No.
What about you, man?
No,
not in the first game. Not in the first game.
When then? At what point do you play those two guys? Literally, they're only good for no shifts in the third if it's a tight game.
Right.
Maybe a couple shifts early in the second.
Yeah, they're just a waste.
Are you trying to say
really a waste
to start like what they did in the Rangers? Just put them out there for the one game, let them drop the gloves right off the ice. Say we're not going to take it.
Regular season, okay.
Yeah.
These games. I mean, not that those games. These games are too important.
So well, I wouldn't tinker with anything.
Leave it the way it is.
But there's the temptation. I know it already that like the people are going to be like, well, I guess I saw some people posting like, well, I guess Cam and Bolton are going to get some minutes in this series, and I'm like, how? How can you sit any of those guys to put in Cam?
Yeah, a bunch of guys. They're just they're big bodies. That's it.
Well, they played physical. I thought both teams played physical in the first round, both Florida and the Devils.
Yeah,
I thought
but
they played physical.
Not like when it's going.
Not
to be.
flyer physical, dude.
It's not going to be like that. So
they're not going to get 10 goals against the Devils either. Defensively, they're much better than Pittsburgh is.
But again, go back to my thing though. Then who do you have to step up then and be that Clarkson?
Yes.
You want him in the box?
He hasn't been scoring.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? He played pretty good last night.
He did.
He set up. He had
but it's always at the last. You should be playing consistent throughout the whole series. I mean, the last 2 games is the first time. Again, 4 lines played well.
I don't mind if he's in the box
if they're good penalties.
Good penalties,
right.
But he was taking so many like bad penalties though.
Well, they called him on a dive yesterday. That was a bullshit call.
Yeah. But he comes in with his stick high a lot too lately.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So he's can't take stupid penalties. But also, I'm afraid that you take him off the ice though. I don't know. You can put. You know what?
Depends what player you're taking off the ice.
You know what though? What I really loved that Dobert did was taking Sikora off that second line late in the game and putting Bernier up there because Sikora not the strongest guy on the boards when you got to get that puck out when you need to get it out in overtime. And really, that was like I thought a really good move is getting Bernier up on that second line and getting him more muscle on the boards. And so if Clarkson is in the penalty box, maybe Bernier goes up to the third line then. If he's got some fighting majors that he's going to have to sit for.
I'd like to see him start scoring more goals though, with the season that he had.
He's got it in him. He was, he played great. He was great digging out the puck. He skated well, but.
Well, he said Kovalchuk still had 3.
Man.
Still had 3 goals. Kovalchuk, Parisi had 3. But this is the first time Kovalchuk's ever won a series too. So
yes,
is Kovalchuk injured?
Yes,
really.
You can tell. Okay. He's slow. He looks slower. I mean, you know what he looks like.
Sunday Jeff, is Kovalchuk injured?
I don't think he's injured. I just think he's played too much. Too much ice time. Too much ice time.
So adrenaline is not kicking in for him?
Well, he assisted on the game-winning goal. He didn't look slow in that going to that puck.
He didn't, but even at times in Game 6 he looked slow though.
I mean,
he's averaging almost half a game playing, and then again penalty killing.
So Jeff has a point there. If he is injured, why is he playing? Almost half a game. Then?
Especially on a penalty kill. Why would you put him on a penalty kill?
Penalties then if he's injured.
I mean, that's what he's been doing all year. They need him to do that. Maybe when we don't see him, he's not in a wheelchair, but it might be a little.
You really don't need him to kill penalties, though. Why waste his? Why waste? Give him some blows on the penalty kill. You could put Ryan Carter on a penalty kill. You could put
Ken.
Henrique on the penalty kill, Parisi, Zajac. But if Kovalchuk is injured or tired, then he maybe shouldn't be killing penalties then. But you know what? I'm not going to second guess the coach right here. You know, I have during the year, and you know he deserves.
And he stepped up. He proved you wrong.
He deserves not to be second guessed at this point.
Well, also you want to take a chance of him if he is injured. Why take a chance of even making the injury even more to where he could be out for the rest of the series and not, it's
do or die, man.
If he's like,
what
it is.
Is if it's a groin, then that can go at any time.
I don't think if it was groin, I don't think he'd be playing. I really don't. It's too painful to skate.
I think it's just minor enough to keep him back just that extra step.
If he has a pulled muscle maybe a little bit like in his calf or in his leg, he can still skate, but he's not 100%. You still take an 80% Kovalchuk in the playoffs than you would, bringing up somebody who has no experience at all. But you know what? The guy on the Rangers played pretty good, the guy they called up. Yeah, he had a pretty good game too.
You know what is so nice for Kovalchuk though? You know what is probably he's going to be so relieved in? He never has to answer again. How come you've never won a playoff series?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that question's over for a while. I mean, forever. Can't be asked anymore.
Right.
In a couple of years, it might be like, why haven't you been able to win a cup? But right now, he doesn't have to worry about those kind of questions anymore.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. He's got that out of the way, and now maybe he can relax a little bit in the second round. And
he scored some goals. They said something, I don't know which station was on just. I don't know if it was on the NHL Network or the NBC Sports Network. They were talking about how the game's changed so much to where like you got a person like Ovechkin or Kovalchuk or some of these main players, they can't really take over the game by themselves anymore because everybody goes after that one person. Now you have to play as a team in order to win a series. And I think they're right because there's really other than Giroux, there's the rest of the teams, they won as a team.
Right. You don't have that Gretzky anymore scoring 6 goals in a game anymore. Sure.
Yeah. The other thing with Covey too is I'm looking forward to seeing him maybe have a lot. There's definitely going to be a lot less pressure on the Devils now.
I think they'll play better in the next series.
They are not expected to win this next series. Maybe that's good for them. They can go out with that feeling of like,
yeah, let's just play.
We're not there the favorites. They're supposed to win this. Let's just play, and hopefully that's what happens. And let whatever happens because it's going to be a major test. I mean, Philly's got so much firepower. Galloff has given up like 1 goal against the Devils all year. So
yeah, 3-0, giving them 1 goal.
They've had success against them. They've had a couple of blowout games. Not saying it's going to happen in the next round, but I think it's going to be a lot tighter than it was against Pittsburgh with Philadelphia. I think it's.
My feeling is though, if the Devils had this much trouble handling Florida, I'm very scared of how they're going to handle Philly.
Rangers had trouble handling Ottawa.
But
Boston had trouble handling Washington. These are all top-seeded teams, and 2 of the top-seeded teams aren't in the playoffs right now.
All right, the Sunday Jeff.
He has spoken.
That's right.
That's what I love about the 7-game series. Really, truly, anything can happen.
Well, you go to your next bullet point. You're just
leading right in.
Everything you're doing has really made you sharp.
Yeah,
and
got some experience under the belt.
Machine.
All right, so we head to the Flyers.
Well, no, you're going to wait a minute. The well-oiled machine. They're going to go to your series recap.
Oh, all right.
7-game series.
Anything can happen. Now, okay, so we go to game 1, Florida, New Jersey. Now, you remember this game? New Jersey went up 3-0 in the first period.
I thought it was going to be a short series.
Yeah.
This might be.
This could be Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh Flyers.
All the predictions are right. Devils in 5, maybe even a sweep.
Right.
And we thought maybe this might be boring, but
they almost blew it.
Yeah,
in game 1, and it was a sign of things to come.
Yeah. So next game, New Jersey, Florida goes up 3-0 until the third period. Jersey fights back with 2 very quick goals. You thought they had a lot of time left.
Give you a little bit of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a little bit
you've been there too many times where you were probably like, they're get tired out. You've seen it too many times. Yeah. But I think it was like 15, 16 minutes left where they could have tied it up, and it didn't happen.
And that made you know right then and there, you're like, okay, this might be a little bit more difficult than you hoped it wouldn't be.
Yeah, or you know what? Maybe it was a fluke because the next game, Devils go up 3-0 again in the first period.
That was the
They
killer
come back
game.
home.
That was brutal.
People are cheering.
And that place was going ballistic. I'll put the arena atmosphere.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, I would put it up against any arena.
Yeah,
right then when they scored those quick 3 goals.
Yeah.
That place was they're ready to blow the roof off.
I think they sold out all their home games. I don't think they've done that in a while. I mean, so that's good, even on the weekdays.
But they were absolutely ballistic, though. I mean, the place was rocking.
Yeah, it was rocking.
The players, I think Covey scored one. He looked like
no, those 3. I don't think he had a goal in that game. It was
somebody scored, and they were.
It was Parisi got the first one, and then Gianta got one, and then Elias.
And they
and they didn't get another one after that.
No, and
there was a wacky goal Elias scored. It was almost like behind the net, went off the goal.
And then they gave up the.
They got cocky.
Lead. I don't think they got cocky.
Then they started sleepwalking.
They just were like they just couldn't do anything right, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. And
four unanswered goals.
And Clemenson came in, and Clemenson hadn't lost to the Devils ever. And he looked like he had their number because they couldn't score a goal on him. I mean, they pulled Brodeur. And that's when everybody was like, start Hedberg.
Right. Oh, how quick things change, yeah.
Like, because Brodeur had given up some soft goals. I thought so. I thought he gave up a soft goal. That second goal before the period ended in game.
That was a killer.
Yeah, that second goal he gave up in the first period was like went underneath his pad. I was like, oh, you can't give up goals like that. But,
in Game 4, he bounces back pretty good with a shutout.
He did.
So that's another NHL record.
Yeah, I was at that game. I thought almost perfectly played.
How was the crowd?
It was electric, but they probably were not as loud as that when they went up 3-0 a couple of games before. So it was fun.
Bernier gets a goal.
Yeah,
big goal against Clemenson.
Yeah. And then what, are we burning down here? All right, we're good. They played that game almost perfectly. And Kovalchuk, he put in the 4th goal. Looked very relieved.
Yeah. He screamed and
he screamed. It was like, dude, you're up 4-0. But at that point,
and they were that tied the series, right? And I was like, well, that's the way they got to play. And
they bounced back.
I had a feeling. I was like, now they know what they got to do. They'll go into Game 5 and they'll play just like this.
Wrong again.
Next game, Game 5, Devils they're pretty much asleep. They got shut out 3-0.
Is there any explanation to that? You're in a playoff game and you know what you got to do. They say all the right things, and they go out and there's no energy.
They just don't do it. Okay, we understand.
Tired, you think?
I don't know, but it's just eventually with those leads that they've had. You know, the other team, it's like hitting a hornet's nest. You know, nothing's going to come. Eventually, they're going to get pissed off and they're going to come out and they're going to sting you. And that's what they do. It's just, Florida in that last 10 minutes of the last game looked like a totally different team. How come they're not playing that way through the 60 minutes of high? It's crazy.
It is. It's just like, why is it so
like a switch.
Yeah.
Why? Is it just, it's too like, it's like driving 100 miles per hour trying to take a
or going at an all-out sprint. You can't do it the whole time.
And once they got that goal, man, it was just like, it's even worse. They came at them even worse once they scored that one goal, because now it's like, okay, we got you on your heels.
But let him recap Game 5, though. You didn't leave him to tell that the Devils got shut out.
There's nothing to recap.
I mean...
And it didn't look good doing it.
No, it looked terrible.
Theodore didn't really make a hard save that whole game.
No, they say he made 30, but those are shots from the outside. They
were like saves
weak
like
shots.
blocker.
Yeah, I don't.
They didn't play well, and Brodeur gave up.
They had that wacky goal.
The weird goal where he went behind the net and it popped out in front, and
and they just chipped it in.
And you were just like, oh boy, they're down 3-2, come back to Jersey. I've seen this story before. I don't think they have it in them to battle back.
Right.
Because I've just seen so lately, the last couple of years, so many flat games in elimination.
Yeah,
and
when
elimination
it mattered.
at home, they've been eliminated at the Rock every year that the Rock's been open.
They've never
every single year that they've been in the playoffs at the Rock, they've been eliminated at home ice.
Yeah.
So there was that.
There's no worse feeling, especially when you're there. But
there was that to contend with. That horror. That the arena hasn't been good to them.
Right.
So they go into Game 6. What happens in Game 6, man?
Game 6, they go up fairly quickly, 2-0. All they got to do is hold on to the lead. And they blow it.
Again, man. It's just like Florida is a fucking pest.
But how many are, again, power play goals in that game?
There was no power play goals in that game for Florida.
Yeah, it might have been the most goals they scored on 5-on-5. I think how many goals they have on 5-on-5? 6?
They had the goal on that wacky odd man rush where Brodeur made the save, but it went right to Bergenheim. Of
course.
That tied it up at 2-2. And the first goal wasn't a power play goal either. So those were all even strength goals in Game 6. And then they take it, and this is playing, that's right, and Theodore doesn't play this game.
No, but put
Clemenson because Theodore's hurt. And Clemenson had he gave up a real soft goal in Game 6 to Bernier.
Yeah, the turnaround shot.
And then he gave up a goal to Covey that was unstoppable on a power play, that backdoor play.
Yeah.
That's what you should do all the time. I like that play.
Well, you know what, I mean...
Because he's so predictable from that point, though. Everybody knows he's going to fire the puck from there.
But let's be honest, though. If the goaltender's on his game, that pass can't get through to that point. If he had just stuck his stick out, he would have tipped that pass from Zajac to...
he saw that coming so quickly, though. He knew that. I mean, he was already had his mind set up, Kovalchuk. He looked like dead right into his Zajac's eyes, and he came right up, just like, with the stick on the ice. It's like, bam!
And, but then it set up overtime in Game 6. Did you think they were going to win in overtime, Ming? Game 6?
I had a good feeling this time.
I
had a good feeling. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, they mentioned it after they won that. The Devils usually when they go in overtime, they ended it pretty quick. If they
think
want
they're
to
going to win Game 6 in overtime?
Not the way they were playing in the again when that game ended. They just didn't look synced again. It's like they come unraveled. But I tell you what, overall, they responded. They did what they had to do, and the backs against the wall, they wound up winning the game.
Game 6 and on home ice, weren't eliminated on home ice, which was a relief.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be eliminated for fucking how many times it would have been on home ice at the Rock. So that was great, and I thought Parisi was he was the kind of like forgotten in that winning goal is how
the check. Yeah, the back check.
I mean, did you see how much room?
It was almost like half a sheet of ice, and he trucked over there.
He was going 100 miles an hour to catch up to that guy before he took that shot. And then he also chipped that puck in off the boards to Covey. And then Covey made a really sweet pass to Zajac.
That's what captain's supposed to do.
And if Brodeur had lit up that goal, I would have been angry.
Oh, I know that.
I would have been angry because
that phone would have rang
that
in
was
2
a
seconds.
very slow shot. I mean, again, through the 5-hole.
Yeah.
But
good old Brodeur, best goalie of all time.
Yeah, you saw Zajac barely moved his stick.
Yeah,
he just chipped it in, but it was
one of those goals.
Placement.
Just like, oh, thank God it went in. But I don't know if that was a great goal to give up in an elimination game. You know, but
yeah. Found a way to win.
I'm happy.
Found a way to win.
And then Game 7, which everybody knows about, we talked about.
Yeah.
So they responded. Back-to-back games of elimination.
Huge.
They responded.
Put 2 in a row for the first time.
They put to bed a lot of the demons that had been hanging over their heads at the Rock lately. You know, since they came to the Rock. You know, being able to win 2 in a row, not getting eliminated on home ice, actually winning a round.
And they can build on that for the next round.
Right. You know, so it's all positives right now, and let's hope to remember these positives, if you know, because it really doesn't mean anything in the next round.
Yeah, and more importantly, I think they busted the Pucknuts curse. Curse is gone. It's over.
All right, it's done.
It's over. It's dispelled. Either that is my wicked playoff beard that is powering everything.
It's coming in pretty good.
Yeah, I got my hair cut today, and the woman cutting my hair was like, "Oh, you got some interesting stuff going on there in your face." And I was trying to explain it to her. She wasn't a hockey fan.
What's those injections that people take to grow hair in their face?
Rogaine, I don't know in the face, but like Rogaine.
Testosterone.
Yeah. Maybe you need a couple testosterone treatments.
I told you that. When we talked about it, we never saw. I said there's never really any like overly hairy Asian or Oriental people. You never see anybody.
No, the only one I can think of is there's an Asian dude in Die Hard. His name was Al Leong. He's gonna be at Chiller this weekend.
Right.
Or he's the Asian guy in Lethal Weapon.
The long Fu Manchu.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon. That guy.
We don't like no bro stash or any of that. You never see like any of that real thick, burly,
not really.
Mount Lumberjack hair.
Genghis Khan, maybe, but even he was Mongolian, I think. So,
well, maybe some treatments.
We'll get you there.
Okay.
A couple injections.
Well, you can just paint it on.
Do I need a needle? Can it be topical? Like a topical, like a cream?
You can. What does that mean?
It's like a cream. So you put a cream on. Yeah.
Put some chia pet seeds on there. You'll be good to go in no time.
All right. I'm trying, man. I'm doing everything I can think of.
I love it. It's not really noticeable. To me, I barely even noticed that you had it.
Yeah. Sonny just squinting. I'll post a picture of this on Twitter. I haven't shaved
What'd
since.
your wife think?
She like the tattoo. Well, no, she just thought I forgot to shave for a while, like for a week, and then when it still looked the same, I tried to explain it.
That you're growing a playoff beard.
Yeah. But I haven't shaved.
Playoff fuzz?
I forgot the first game of the playoffs. I haven't shaved since Sunday, since they lost game 2 of the playoffs. So it's been
some growth.
Thanks.
That's like a day's growth for a normal man.
It's been 12 days. This is 12 days. No, I'm not even kidding.
The sun's not getting all the greenery there.
This is 12 days. So on to the Flyers.
Yeah.
If you look at the season numbers, they don't really tell the story. Flyers are 3-2-1 against the Devils, but those 3 games they lost all against Brizgalov, and they only scored 1 goal against him.
So what do you think?
They're gonna have to be at their best.
They don't win against Clemson either, too, in the regular season.
It's true. Anything
playoffs
can happen,
are a different atmosphere, different times.
I saw them lose in 0-10 to the Flyers. So I'm losing at home, get eliminated on home ice.
Different team, much better team now, much stronger team.
That's true. It's just I always think of Philly. That orange and black. They're a bunch of goons. They're very physical. They throw their bodies around.
Devils have to match that intensity.
Well, that's what it's about, man. It's about being physical. It's about trying to beat down your opponent, wear them down. I mean, you can't fault them for how they want.
No, I don't.
Their method of wearing them down. I mean, I wish the Devils
wear them down with goals.
Like that.
All right, you could do. Hopefully Pittsburgh did that, or hopefully
I think they wore themselves out with goals with the amount of goals that team
maybe
scored.
The layoff hurt the Flyers. Who knows? You don't know. But
do you have anybody injured?
It's going to be a true test, and
but not many points separated them.
I'm concerned.
They've got. Pronger hasn't played all season. That's good.
Speaking of, like you say, Giroux is a monster. I'll say maybe he's not a monster in terms of points prowess, but I gotta say that John Madden is a fucking warrior.
He is. He's a real man.
Oh, you see that when he got hit yesterday? That was crazy.
Does a player come back from that kind of collision? That would have put a baseball player. He would have been done for a year.
Yeah, he would have, and he would have been collecting his $5 million paycheck. You didn't care, but no, Mad Dog.
That was like a car wreck.
Football hit.
Yeah.
With the helmet.
Helmet to helmet.
Helmet to face.
Helmet to face, and he comes back, and he almost won that game.
Yeah. 2 shots. He had 2 shots.
So close to beating Brodeur. I would have hated him if he scored.
Oh, that would have killed us.
Now I could say, how happy I am he didn't score, but I do got to say.
He was gushing blood on the ice. They had to scrape it up. There was so much blood on the ice.
It didn't phase the other dude, though. I mean, he just started skating around. He's so much smaller, though, than that other guy was.
But that's a dude that shows you right. That's a tough SOB right there.
Yeah, you guys I'm going back out. I might be a little dazed, and I'm bleeding, and my face.
He had a concussion.
Yeah,
he had to.
My face looks like hamburger, but I'm going back out.
Put on his Devils jersey when he went back out there.
Yeah, but I did have to say, I was super impressed that he came back. I was just like, how the fuck does that guy come back and play?
Yeah.
And then not only did he not just come back and play, he was effective.
Yeah, he played well.
Yeah, so.
Well, Salvador, I didn't think he was. I thought he broke his wrist or his thumb was going to be
I thought
broke. The way he was holding it,
but yeah.
Yeah, he just said his hand went numb, but I mean, shoot, man.
It looked like someone chopped his hand off. Yeah. Well, he was writhing.
But again, it was another opportunity. Could have had a chance to win that game early again, and they just couldn't score on the power play.
Well, as they say, they're content with this very predictable power play of, let's get back to the point.
Yeah.
Let's shoot it from there.
Kobe's got a lane, maybe shoot it, it gets blocked.
Every team just plays to take away Kobe's lane, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then he has to go back to the other side. And
so they got to take that to their advantage.
But they were successful on certain power play goals when he's moving around. They were a lot more successful.
In the game you went to, Ming, when he scored that fourth goal.
Yes,
he wasn't on the point when he scored. That
no,
goal.
he wasn't.
So
scored
maybe,
it. He's pretty much in the slot.
I don't know, but you know what? That's for the coaches to figure out, not for us.
Well, I mean, we don't get paid like that, so
we don't get paid at all. So.
Oh, well, okay, that's true.
Flyers and Devils, I think, both have 4 solid lines. I mean, so it's going to be a real good game. It's going to be a good series.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a good
power
series.
play Sunday, Jeff. Flyers were 12 for 23. 12 for 23. That's over 50%.
That's no different than...
No, I mean, against the Penguins.
Against the Penguins.
Yeah, there was no defense played at all in that series. I mean, other than the last game, I think was pretty, or the second to last game was close.
What's concerning, though, is that the Pittsburgh's defense is mobile, though.
Yeah, they're fast.
So they couldn't keep up with the Flyers, and the Devils' defense is anything but mobile, except maybe for Andy Green and maybe Peter Harold, who played very well.
Yeah.
But how much more can you expect from Peter Harold? And here's a good question.
Yeah,
Adam Larson play at all against the Flyers?
Only if Salvador can't play.
Sunday, Jeff?
Yeah, I think so. If Salvador doesn't play. If Salvador can't play, if there's just something wrong with his hand.
But you don't just put Larson in just to put him in. There's no way.
Oh, no, not right now.
He hasn't played in a month.
Exactly.
And now you're going to throw him.
Why would you throw him against the? This is like
there's no way you can put him in now.
He'd be like,
I mean, it sucks for him because
this is the playoffs, huh?
He's missing so much experience.
He's got to be so rusty though right now too. You
can't play him unless there's an injury.
And demoralized. I mean, figure you played almost the whole season with the Devils, and this is what you play for, and then granted, he's a rookie, he's going through growing pains, and then not being able to play in a playoff series, especially the first round, you can't. There's no. If you put him out there, I mean, that would be like, like putting Bambi out in a field of hunters and being like, go. But I'm sure they had their reasons.
How good did Peter Harold play?
Played excellent.
Really, just like simple. But just very effective little things he did.
I don't fault the defense really for a lot. I mean, Volchenkov had some problems in the beginning of that series. I mean, he was just like a victim.
And how about that footnote? Did you hear who his father-in-law is, Peter Harold?
No.
Did you Big Ronnie Lott?
No. Ronnie Lott. Dwight Clark.
Dwight Clark,
the wide receiver, the guy who caught the catch against Dallas in the 80s. That's his father-in-law.
Yeah,
really?
That's a weird little.
That's ice. That's ice water in the veins, man. That's clutch right there, Dwight Clark.
Yeah, there's not many more clutch than that.
But I thought their defense played solid in this series.
But they're undersized.
Not
except for Salvador, maybe.
Like you mentioned, not as mobile as they should be.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. But I'm going to try to remain on an even keel no matter what happens, and just.
Travels, they're not really traveling anymore. So
what about the rest of the NHL?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll
go west first. We'll finish.
You want to go west first? All right. I mean, Phoenix, Nashville. Do you even care? Does the NHL?
Phoenix cares.
Does the NHL care?
Does the NHL care about Phoenix, Nashville?
The only people who care are people who live in both of these cities, I think, which is not really fair because no one. And you know what? And people are going to be like, people who are listening. If there are any listeners listening in Phoenix and Nashville, I'm sure they're like, who the hell cared about Florida and the Devils? And you know what? You're right. Nobody cared about the Florida and the Devils except people who live in Florida and New Jersey.
But Philly and New Jersey,
understand what you're going through. But we can't ignore the white elephant in the room. Nobody cares about Phoenix and Nashville.
Yeah,
in terms of like a national audience,
right?
Ratings.
Each of those teams took down their opponents pretty well.
Yeah, Nashville took it down Detroit, Phoenix with Chicago, and that's going to be a tough series. Both of those goaltenders are playing out of their minds.
I like new blood though. I like to see some new teams in there.
Yeah, I mean. Out west, I really don't know what goes on a lot out west, so I'm not sure any of these teams. I know the Blues had a real strong year, but how are they doing it? I don't even know. I mean, who's their top players?
Jamie Langenbrunner, Jason Arnott.
Yeah.
It's the old Devils, man.
Arnott,
that's right. See
Jason
that?
Arnott, yeah.
Well, they finished number 2, I believe, on the Western Conference. The number 1 team's no longer there.
Yeah,
Vancouver got
number 1 team in the league.
President's Trophy. Yeah, so. Blues and Kings. I guess that's a little bit more sexy for the NHL. I mean, LA,
Yeah.
but not much.
No.
I mean, you know what? I mean, the NHL
They're not
right
selling
now,
jerseys because LA and St. Louis are playing each other. They're not selling
and
merchandise.
anybody who's in Phoenix and Nashville, how awesome would it be for Phoenix or Nashville and New Jersey if that was the Stanley Cup Finals? Because the rest of the world could care less.
Yeah.
New Jersey is the NHL's nightmare making it into the finals right now, and only the bigger nightmare would be if it's against Phoenix. Because you got the Rangers and the Capitals, you could sell that either over
that's easy, sure.
or you got New York, which is the greatest
New York,
city in the fucking face of the earth. Fuck off. You got and then you got Philly and New Jersey, and you want Philly in there because Philly's got the Broad Street Bullies, and they could sell that. They have the Winter Classic, and oh my God, if Bettman would be ready to slice his wrists if it's Phoenix and New Jersey.
Yeah.
Should imagine like Nashville and Capitals.
Even the Capitals, man.
I mean,
The Capitals, I'm sure their market's pretty strong. I mean, it's still
in Nashville.
No, Washington.
Nashville's
the Capitals.
in the same boat as Phoenix.
Yeah.
And let's face it.
Well, Phoenix, they were having financial problems in Phoenix, didn't they?
Having?
They have no owner.
They are still in a very state of flux, I would imagine.
But Washington, I would imagine their market's pretty good there, being in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not talking about in the cities where you're representing. You're always going to have, but I'm talking about
You're talking about like Sunday night or Monday night football kind of
I'm talking
television.
about the rest of the country is not going to care about Phoenix and the Devils.
Yeah, they want Boston, Detroit, Pittsburgh,
They already
Rangers.
Oh, fuck
But that's
the Rangers.
how many times was Pittsburgh on that Sunday game this year? And the Rangers,
Oh my
it was
God.
crazy.
They forced Pittsburgh down everyone's throats, and now NHL has the problem of having one of these four teams is going to represent the Western Conference, and nobody
cares.
know who they are. Just no one's going to know who's on the Blues.
Right.
I mean, in terms of the casual viewer. I don't even know who's on the Blues. I know Halak, but I don't even think he's playing. It's Elliott.
Yeah.
And I know Arnott's on there.
Arnott?
Yeah, because
I know Langebruner's on there.
Right.
I really don't know much else. And then the Kings.
Quick.
They got a lot of
Jonathan
good
Quick.
players.
Yeah.
He's been playing really good, quick.
But they're not exactly going to be a sexy matchup if they make it either.
Right.
But they're probably the sexiest of the four, though. LA.
Yeah. I mean,
It's LA market. LA
by a hair.
is a major
by
market.
a couple of hairs, yeah.
LA is a major market. You could at least sell that.
Major
If it's LA versus the Rangers, that's what the NHL wants probably. If they were to ever come clean and be tell the truth with their dream. I mean, not now. It's what's left. What
What's
they
left,
hope for.
yeah.
What's the best case scenario?
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
the Rangers in LA.
Yeah. Cross
Worst
country.
case scenario, Phoenix Devils. Man, that would be awesome. To stick it right in Bettman's hole with fucking Phoenix and the Devils.
Could happen.
Could happen.
Oh, anything could happen.
Could happen. I'm not running to Vegas on that. No.
Take that bet now.
Well, yeah, you don't. You're not.
Yeah, me of all people.
You
Yeah, I
should
should
be
not
betting of all.
Yeah, I
people.
should not be betting on anything. I'm just sit back, enjoy the games. Sit back, enjoy the games. Hey, real quick, Sunday Jeff. You told a story a week ago where you called this house and you couldn't answer the phone.
What was this?
He doesn't even know about this.
Really? Walt called you at home
Right.
about a week ago, and your wife said you couldn't come to the phone because you were doing
You're
something
feeding
very.
your lawn.
You're feeding
I
the
was
lawn.
feeding my lawn. No, I was
Yeah.
watering the lawn. I just planted grass. That's why.
You didn't have a little machine that you rented?
You like that little push cart?
Yeah,
thing
no,
where you-
I rented a slit seeder.
What's that? What the hell is that?
What's that?
It sows. What it does is it puts digs up dirt in the ground and
Okay,
drops
you
the
gotta
seed,
push
and
it, right?
and then puts the dirt back over the seed so the bird doesn't birds don't come and eat the seed. I lost my lawn a
Jeffrey
couple years.
Appleseed,
That's
huh?
right.
Jeffrey Appleseed up at the helm over there.
Yeah, it needs a perfect.
This guy's one. I care about my property. This guy what he cares about is
Sunday Jeff.
looks like the surface of the moon at his house.
But that's only because
He had a pile of dirt in the back of his house that if it didn't grow weeds on it, it would sit there forever. It looks like you could actually put a ski lift on it
Why did I have that dirt there? I can't remember.
because you did the fence.
What'd you need stuff to put the
Because
fence
they
post
took
in,
extra
or-
dirt when they were digging the holes for the fence. They built a mound.
Right, there was a mound that it had to have been like 5
You would have finished it off with a baseball diamond if you could. That would have been a pitcher
high
move.
mound. How long did that mound sit on the side?
Well, when you go out there with like a freaking tablespoon, you're just like throwing a little bit over the fence.
My wife would
It's like
be
he's breaking out of prison.
You're supposed to like, I don't know, what was I supposed to do?
What are you
with the
supposed to do with the mound of dirt? Call somebody to come pick it
No,
up?
spread it out.
You have to
Oh,
spread it
spread it out. Okay.
Throw some grass seed over
My
it,
wife
like I do.
would be like, you got to get out there and hit that mound of dirt.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, okay. I would go out for a little bit. Every time I put a shovel into it, I'd hit a rock. It'd be big bricks.
This is tough.
But Sunday Jeff, tell me, on how when you're done with feeding your lawn, making it look nice, how much pride do you take in it?
Satisfaction.
Do
That's
you
why.
really?
Well, I don't
Do you
want
really?
dirt. I don't want dirt on my lawn. I mean, that's why I did it. I'm not going. If I really wanted to take pride, I would have had it sodded.
Why didn't you have it sodded then?
Because it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want grass. I lost my lawn a couple of years ago when we had that. Well, we had that crazy heat, and they put the water restrictions, so we couldn't water the lawn. It just died. I mean, it just turned
Some
to.
people just were like, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to water my lawn. I don't care what the town says.
Well,
why
that's-
didn't you do that? You know why? Because you're fucking Sunday Jeff.
That's right.
That's right. You do what you want. Sunday Jeff does.
No, he doesn't do what he wants.
Oh, 'cause he's
he
Sunday
follows
Jeff.
the rules.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
all right.
he's not like, hey, I could do whatever I want.
Right.
The rules don't apply to me. No.
That's
the
his.
rules-
That's his job.
That's right. You learn from the best.
But that's what you respect about him. Everybody in this country is like, the rules don't apply to me. I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, it's like, no,
that's why
that's-
you respect Sunday Jeff.
All right.
That's why he should have been one of the he belonged in another generation. Rules came down, people followed them.
Yeah, well, we're blessed to have him in this generation.
That's right.
So hats off to you.
I'll come and seed your lawn.
I don't care about my lawn. I don't care if it's brown, blue, green. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, so much so that you park your car on it.
Yep, I park my car on my lawn.
Oh, I know that. It's probably dripping oil already.
That'll hurt a lawn, you think, if it drips oil on it?
Goes into your drinking water.
What?
If you have a well, sure. If you have a well,
Do I have a well?
no, you don't have a well.
Okay.
You're all
Thank
right.
God.
All right, so next time we come back, hopefully it'll be before the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, we'll see, maybe. Let's not jinx it.
Okay, no jinx.
Obviously.
I'm happy at this point. I mean, there's honestly, are the Devils a Stanley Cup caliber team this year?
I thought about that too, but again, these 7-game series.
You never know
anything
though
can
with a
happen.
team. You just don't know.
Anything can happen.
The next
Anything
series
can
they
happen.
could play either better or worse.
That's right.
Yeah,
They can only gain confidence.
As you've seen already at this point, will the best team win the cup?
Yeah.
You think the
this year?
NHL wants that? Like to go as like going to like into that game and Philly's down 0-2 against the Devils? You think the NHL wants to see that too? They don't want to see that. So we have to play it by ear.
That has no say.
No,
in it.
but I'm just saying it's obviously you don't want to see Bettman at the arena. You just don't want to see Bettman there. No, nobody.
Because if Bettman's there,
Yeah, we can boo him, man.
Hey, he was there during the regular season. Their office is in New York.
The playoffs, if he comes to your
Well, their office is in New York. He was at regular season games there too.
we don't care. Bettman come to Jersey, it doesn't matter.
I thought he lived here.
Yeah, I think he does.
He does.
Yeah, okay, all right, but yeah, stay out of the law.
Did you hear the one thing? I heard Governor Chris Christie was at the Rangers game last night.
Yeah,
he's a Ranger
He's
fan.
a Ranger fan.
I didn't know that.
Awful. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't flaunt that you're a Rangers fan. That's why I didn't vote for that fat asshole.
All right, well, I'm not
I
going
hope
to
he has
argue
a
with.
heart attack
Not going to argue with
at
you
the
there.
Garden. Right in the blue seats. I hope he chokes on a chicken wing. And,
falls over, clutches
and then
over.
there's a Devil fan who knows CPR and just
There you
like,
go.
is like,
He's going to have people coming over his house tonight. It's like, what's your name? I'm Sunday Jeff. So, you want the governor to have a heart attack, huh?
What? That's bad. You don't flaunt that you're a fan of a New
No,
York.
I
when you're
didn't tell you the
governor
truth.
of
I
New
didn't even know
Jersey?
about it. I was
No,
just,
That's the reason why the New Jersey is a self-conscious, has an image problem.
Right.
Is always the redheaded stepchild.
Right.
To New York.
That's like Obama rooting for like the Germans or
Well,
something.
it's like Obama not rooting for the Senators.
Yeah.
He roots for Chicago.
Right.
But it's a little bit different. But Christie's a lifelong New Jersey resident, I
Yeah,
imagine,
so there's-
right?
there's no excuse.
It's ridiculous.
No
if you could
excuse.
be a Ranger fan, if you're Chris Christie, but do not
Don't flaunt
flaunt it. Don't tell people you're a Rangers fan.
Right.
That's disgusting. That's why I hope you don't ever get reelected. It's going to haunt you.
Yeah.
If I have anything to say about it, I'll campaign for Hitler before I campaign for fucking Chris Christie. Sorry, Sunday Jeff.
yeah. don't even know how to vote.
Even you would say that, right, Sunday Joe?
I voted for him. I voted for him.
That's a little hard. That's a little hard.
In about 6 months, when he gets a bill in the mail, his property tax went up $10,000. Nobody else is around him dead. He's like, you know what? It's got a Rangers logo on the envelope. I don't know why. I wonder where this came from.
That's a little harsh. All right, so root for the Devils. Rangers eat nuts.
Booyah.
Yeah.
See that, Chris? That would have made all the better.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio.